down, like, so I don't even know you're videotaping me. I don't want to be videotaped. I hate being videotaped.
All right, motherfucker.
Well, that means that the
you
CIA
listen
and FBI are gonna be on my ish, like stink on shit, and all I am is a poor bitch trying to fucking make a living.
You post a lot of shit on Facebook, and I know just from knowing you that you watch a hell of a lot of Alex Jones. He's I've checked him out. I know that a lot of people, most of the comments I see he's a super fearmongerer, and he goes on into some pretty deep conspiracy theory territory subjects, and goes as far as like maybe talking about lizard people, and that kind of gets a little deep, so it's kind of hard to take a guy like that serious. What do you think most people on your Facebook page think of you when you're posting shit about topics that you're getting from the Alex Jones websites, InfoWars, and Prison Planet? Go ahead and just tell me what you think of Alex Jones.
Well, unfortunately,
why do you listen to him?
Why do I listen to AJ?
Yeah,
because personally, I don't like information given to me in a soft manner, and I don't like to be lied to and propagandized against. I think nowadays that I've learned over the last couple of years, I've done a lot of independent research, and
who are you being like propagandized by? What does that mean?
Propagandized by is pretty much lied to or influenced in a way towards somebody else's agenda. Whose agenda? I'm still trying to knock that down. If I get into that, that's a conversation unto itself, right?
Who do you feel? I mean, ever since you started listening to Alex Jones or discovered him, you feel like you have somehow unbrainwashed yourself, or you're now? Do you feel? Do you still feel propagandized?
No, I actually do feel it sucks. It goes back to that whole saying, ignorance is bliss. And it truly is. I can't tell a lie. Ignorance is bliss. And when you're ignorant of what's going on, it's easy to handle. It's easy to go about your daily life doing whatever it is you do to pay to be the slave that you are from month to month. But once you liberate yourself, it's
what information is he shed light on to you that really opened your eyes to thinking differently about what you believed before you discovered him? I mean,
well, I was never into politics, and watching AJ, he's bringing up the information that that isn't brought to you by mainstream media. It's the stuff that's hidden underneath the fine print that we really need to be looking out for, that as Americans and as a society and as human beings in general, because throughout time there's always been a group of assholes that have wanted to tell us what to do and how to do it and have us build their kingdoms while they sit back and reap the benefits. And right now we're in the same fucking process, and no Americans really see it or know it.
So he goes on these crazy tangents when he's talking, and it's like the government is gonna it's just like it's hard to it's pretty hard for the average person to sit through that. Dude, what do you think?
He digresses quite bad, but that's unfortunately, I don't know if it's his delivery system is a bit on the customized side or whack side or broken side. That's how my delivery system is. I find it difficult to talk to people with all the information that I have because I don't have a good delivery system. I'm still trying to educate myself enough to be able to inform people with the actual information. But the best thing that I can do is just plant the seed. If people want answers, go online while the information is still available and do the research yourself, because the answers are all there. It's hidden in plain sight, and that's what they do. They hide shit in plain sight.
Do you remember?
So that way you're like, oh no, there's nothing wrong with that. Search the NDAA and the 1,001 pages it has, or however many pages of rules and regulations, and how they can just disappear an American person because they're talking bad about the government. What happened to free speech? Back in the 17 and 1800s, there were hundreds and hundreds of debates every
I don't want to see
him.
I don't want to see his page getting shut down just because people don't like what he's saying. I mean, free speech is free speech, right? So
if you can talk about...
But credibility-wise, though, how much of it can you really buy into? I mean, or do you just take the information and do your own research?
I take it with a grain of salt, and then I do some of the research on the back end of it. And 99.9% of the time, if you write down some notes and do the research, it's all there. and he's just putting it together the way he's seen it. I mean, he's been doing the research for 17 years. He's affiliated with people who've been doing the research for 20 to 30 years. That's all these people do. And they're not getting necessarily paid to do it. They're just patriots. They want to know what's going on with their country because they care about mankind. They care about their families. They care about the future.
Yeah. When I first came across him, I saw something like he predicted 9/11 or something like that. So I don't know. What is that all about? How the hell did you ever?
I'm not. I haven't done my research that far enough back with him.
Yeah, I did
research when it came to the year 2000 with him, and he friggin' freaked out about like the Russians. I thought like, from what he was saying, you would think we'd be seeing missiles incoming in on America with Russia at one point in time.
Yeah,
he was freaking out. But
he's
he's over the last decade, 12 years, really gotten a lot of his facts together. And that I've seen, he really doesn't spew stuff nowadays that he can't back up.
Right.
With facts, which is nice.
Huh. Well, yeah, I don't know enough about like the I don't know, controversial. I don't know. I don't really know the arguments that people have against him. I just definitely, you know, you're guilty by
against him because
you're guilty by association.
Everything he's saying is stuff that nobody wants to hear or even think that could be true in their backyard, front yard, or home.
Right.
He's saying the stuff that the powers that be who want to take over don't want you to know, and if the public knew what was going on, there would be revolt. There would be no more. Why is this happening? Are you serious? This is happening? Look at the BP. Follow the money of the BP oil spill. Follow the money of 9/11. Follow the stories.
What's the money of 9/11? What did you gather out of that? What do you mean?
Oh, dude, with the money of 9/11, the Twin Towers were held by, I'm not sure who, but they were bought by, I forgot this other guy's name, but he's a big player in the oil industry, a big player in a whole bunch of other industries, and that's all America is now, is a corporation. It's an industry, and they're finding ways to make their money and destroy America while they're at it. But he bought out the Twin Towers. 2 months later is when they went down. Within 2 weeks of the Twin Towers getting hit, he took out specific plane insurance for the Twin Towers to go down, and Jeb Bush took over the security of that.
Yeah, you always smell a rat anytime the Bushes get involved, huh?
Seriously, dude.
Well,
so yeah,
nobody trusts the Bushes, so I could see why that could get stretched.
I've worked with structural steel. I'm sorry.
You have?
Wouldn't have happened. Yeah, I've worked on structural steel. I've worked on buildings at Cave Rock in Tahoe. I've welded nailers to buildings. I've worked with I-beams and built structural things. I was a production welder for 5 years.
Okay.
I know what steel does, and there's no way those buildings would have collapsed like that. They were imploded on themselves.
Right.
And then Building 7 dropping.
No offense, I know you. I know you
News.
really well, and I mean, like, you're not the person I'd call up for like advice on structural buildings and shit like that.
That's
I
wanted
to.
If I'm on the job, I'll do what I'm told to do, and I see what they're using to build the stuff, and I know the melting degrees of those things and how they work when they do fail, and how those failed.
Yeah.
Isn't how steel fails.
So this is a lot of kind of facts that Alex Jones has delivered and you've done on your own research. But back to Alex Jones, like, what would you say, like, to somebody who tells you Alex Jones is a freaking, you know, total fear-mongering conspiracy theorist, you know, putting them in a box? What would you say to the average person? I mean, would you tell them that they should at least consider checking them out, or do you? I mean,
I would say before somebody like that runs their mouth on it, with the information that guy is spewing, and I can't lie, it is the type of shit you do not want to. You can't make it up. You can't put it in a movie, and it's the type of shit you really, when you're done watching it, you have to wipe your ass when you're done because it makes you shit yourself. That's how much it hits home with me.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be spewing your mouth that much about it, you better have your facts straight.
Yeah.
So the only thing I could tell the people who don't believe what Alex is saying is spend the time to watch an episode.
Okay.
Hopefully it's one where he's not digressing into downward spirals, because I'd say, you know, you got a 50-50 chance with him. Sometimes he's just going berserk. Sometimes it's really good to just listen to him. If you listen to just InfoWars and other dudes are doing it, it's a lot better because they just drop the info and they don't digress like Jonesy does.
Right.
But watch one episode. Write down some
Can you
notes.
recommend maybe an intro?
A great episode would be August 28th, 2012. Was a great episode that I just listened to today.
All right. Well, we're going to finish this up with that. Right on. Well, this is Dave. YouTube,
Yep.
we out.